Namaste Coven, welcome back to the mat and welcome to this brand new flow. Surprise! Here is the 5th flow for the month of July, and we are moving away from this flow like water theme and we're moving into the theme of fire, the theme of power, and today we are flowing to celebrate LAMMAS. So LAMMAS is the kind of indicator of high summer. It is a time of change, of shift as we move away from the heat and we're starting to move closer and closer towards the season of the witch. We're moving closer, oh, get those flies off me, moving closer towards autumn. So in today's practice, to kick off the theme of August, which is all about finding fire, we are going to work through a gorgeous, spicy 50-minute flow to honour LAMMAS. So we are going to be working through some sun salutations, some inversions, and just finding a little bit of sunshine, which has been a rarity this summer in Pembrokeshire. This is the first nice sunny day in weeks. So you're going to grab anything that you'd like. Maybe you choose to practice this outside under the magic of the sun, and maybe you start to light some candles around you to harness that fire element. But when you are ready, you're going to come to lie completely flat on the back, taking your arms up and overhead, coming into the space of your mat, the space of your body, by finding a full body stretch, pointing your fingers, pointing your toes, pulling the belly button in and up the ribs as you inhale. And then on your exhale, relax your arms down by your side. Either slide your heels to the edges of your mat or bend at the knees, bring the bottom of the feet to touch and come in to Baddha Konasana, butterfly legs. But all together from here, we inhale through the nose and exhale all the way out. Just giving ourselves a few moments to bring our mind to the mat. Starting to focus on our breath, our inhales, our exhales. Sorry if you've just seen the bad edit of me having to put on sunglasses. Like I said, this is the first nice weather we've had in Pembrokeshire for so long at the moment. It's been raining nearly every day of summer, typical. So I was not expecting it to be this sunny and warm. Oh, hello loops. So maybe you're practicing this flow outside, basking in the sunlight of August, the height of summer. Maybe you're practicing it inside, starting to call upon that solar plexus chakra. It doesn't matter where you are. Find that gratitude for coming here today, for taking this time for you. And if you'd like to set yourself an intention for the flow ahead, you can do so. Setting it here in the mind, and then sealing it with your breath. So as I said, LAMMAS is a time of shifting energies, of changing seasons. We're at the height of summer, so after today, we start to trickle towards the autumn months. The next big celebration will be the autumn equinox. And then we'll officially be into the season of the witch. Very excited. But until then, let's find gratitude in the abundance of blessings that we have, in the kind of growth of summer, everything that summer has brought us, maybe a manifesting of dreams, maybe having time to breathe or time with loved ones. Whatever it might be, just find that gratitude. Embrace the abundance of blessings that surround you. And then when you're ready from here, If your arms are down by your side, you're going to reach them up and overhead to find the opposite wrists. So we're kind of creating almost a little mini back bend. If those legs are extended, you're going to bend at the knees to bring the feet flat. If those legs are in Baddha Konasana like me, gently bring the knees to touch, and we're all together going to walk the feet wider than the mat. Start to take some windscreen wiper movements, so allowing the knees to fall from side to side. Just starting to ease out the hips, especially if you come to the mat today feeling a little bit tense in the body or in the mind. And then when you're ready from here, we're going to engage the core, bring the knees into the chest, flattening the spine to the mat, arms stay up and overhead, and you're simply going to allow the knees to fall to the right hand side and your gaze floats over to the left. Inhale, bring knees through center. Exhale, shift your twist, knees fall to the left hand side, gaze floats to the right. Beautiful. Inhale, bring the knees to the center, maybe hugging them nice and close or relaxing your arms down by your side, but begin to draw a circle with those knees. So moving and taking your circle in one direction, and then we move and take our circle, sorry Luna, in the other. For 3, for 2, and for 1. Bring the knees into the center. 2 options here, yogis. Your hands can come underneath the knees, simply separating the legs and come to a modified happy baby, or you can find the outside of the feet, press the lower spine down to the mat and come to a half happy baby here. So opening up the hips, connecting with that root chakra, that sacral chakra here. And 5 more breaths. As we inhale, exhale, gently bring the feet to touch, bring the knees to touch, lift the shoulders, lift the head, give yourself a little squeeze, and then to come to seated. You know the drill, rock yourself to seated or roll the body to one side, or avoiding all 4-legged familiars that might be sleeping on the mat. Sorry, go back to sleep. And coming into a comfortable seated position, we're going to start to open up the side body. So inhale, pull the arms to the sky. Exhale, left hand floats beside us. Bend into the elbow, keep the sit bones down and find that side body stretch. Inhale, roll through center. Exhale, right hand floats beside us. Pull left arm up and overhead. And we take it one more time to either side. Roll the body through center. Left hand floats beside us, but this time we move to the fingertips, bend at the elbows, starting to wake up those obliques as you pull the right arm up and overhead. Lean even deeper. Holding for 3. Holding 2. And 1. Yes, roll through center, move onto the right fingertip, bend at the elbow, keep the sit bones rooted, and lean even deeper in that side body stretch. Holding 3, 2, and for 1. Roll body into the center, sending shoulders away from the ears. I'm just going to flip the palms to the sky, really flexing into the hands here, starting to draw in the energy of the sun wherever you might be practicing, maybe outside in the sunshine, maybe in your home. But before we come to seal this energy and work through some sun salutations, we'll really start to imagine that there's a big ball of fire in our palms. In the height of summer, the sun is at its strongest, so harness it here, ready for us to take this power, this warmth, into the autumn and winter months. Feeling that warmth, feel that fire. Inhale. On your exhale, seal this energy, squeeze the hands into a little fist here, squeezing those palms. So imagine that the balls of energy go through the palms and start to travel into our bloodstream, traveling around the body, into our soul. Taking this warmth, this fire from summer into the darker months. As we inhale. Exhale, roll over the knees or swing the legs to one side, but come to meet me in a tabletop position and saying goodbye to that theme we had for July, the flow like water. We're going to find some spinal waves. So from tabletop, we're going to inhale to drop that chest and send hip bones back to the heels. Exhale, roll body forward and round into the spine. Inhale, arch and hips to heels. Exhale, hello push tap, roll body forwards. Remembering you can find any kind of freedom of movement here that feels good to you, anything your body is craving. Before the next time you round into the spine, tuck toes under, meet me in your first downward facing dog, giving those legs a little bit of a pedal out before we keep finding some spinal waves. So if spinal waves doesn't feel good to you in down dog, you're welcome to stay here pedaling the legs. If you want to flow with me, then you're going to press off the toes, round into the shoulders, roll body forwards. And then bend at the knee, arch the spine, hips to the sky. A few more times. Inhale, roll body forwards. Exhale, bend into the knees, hip bones high. Yes, keep going. Take it once more. Before we send hip bones high to the sky, stay here for 5 breaths, connecting with the earth beneath the fingers, beneath the toes, sending the hip bones lovely and high to the sky. Keep your breath steady, gazing towards the knees. Beautiful. On your next inhale, lift the gaze. Exhale to take one big step or take a few little steps to bring yourself forwards. Stretching out the hamstrings, you're going to bend into the right leg, straighten out the left and pull the left fingertips all the way to the sky. Gazing towards them as we hold for 3, 2, and 1. Roll through center, bend into left leg, straighten out the right, pull the right fingertips to the sky. Holding for 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful, Coven. Move into the center. Inhale, gaze forwards. Exhale, bend into the knees, roll the body to standing, sweep the arms up and overhead to prayer. And then bring them back to heart center. Finding Tandasana, flexing into the hands here, imagining those balls of energy in the palms of our hands. Rooting down to the earth, from the toes rooting to the heavens through the crown of the head. So to celebrate the height of summer, you know what we're going to do. We're going to do 5 rounds of sun salutations, my favourite. Focusing and opening up that heart, focusing on creating the upper body strength, ready for some inversions later. So seal the energy you've welcomed in the palm of the hand, squeeze the hands into a fist. And then when you're ready, we're going to take 5 rounds of sun salutations. On your inhale, reach those arms up and overhead, find a mini back bend. Exhale to bend the knees, forward fold. Inhale, gaze forwards. Exhale, plant the hands down to the earth, step back to plank and take a chaturanga. Inhale, find upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, hips to the sky, downward facing dog. What are we going to do over winter when we can't do our sun salutations, eh? Holding for 3, for 2, and 1. Gaze towards the top of the mat. Maybe you take one big step or take a few little steps to bring yourself forwards. Inhale, lift the gaze. Exhale, bend into the knees, roll body to standing, finding prayer hands up and overhead. Bring it to heart center. 4 more rounds. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, bend the knees, forward fold. Inhale, gaze forwards. Exhale, hands down to the earth, step back to plank, press off the toes, lower all the way down. Inhale, find upward facing dog. Exhale, hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Slowing down the breath, your inhales and your exhales. Before we take our gaze to the top of the mat, 1 big step, take a few little ones, you know the drill. Inhale, create length. Exhale, bend into the knees, roll the body to standing, find length through the hands, mini back bend. And then bring it back to heart center. 3 more rounds. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, bend the knees, forward fold. Inhale, gaze forwards. Exhale, hands to the earth, stepping it back to plank and take a vinyasa. Inhale, find upward facing dog. Exhale, hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Remembering at any point, Kevin, you can drop those knees, you can skip out of vinyasa. But from here, we lift the gaze. Step 1 foot between the thumb, step another. Inhale to find length. Exhale, bend the knees, roll body to standing, arms flow up and overhead. Back to heart center. 3 more times. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, gaze forwards. Exhale, hands to the earth, step back to plank, take a vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, hip bones high, downward dog. Oh, I've missed flowing in the sunshine so much. Two more rounds after this. Gaze to the top of the mat, jumping, stepping, walking forwards. Inhale, create length. Exhale, bend into the knees, roll body to standing, arms float up and overhead. Back to heart center. Two more rounds. We have got this, taking any break that you need. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, gaze forwards. Exhale, hands to the earth, stepping it back to plank and take a vinyasa. Inhale, find upward facing dog. Exhale, bend at the knees, hip bones high, down dog. One more round. Gaze to the top of the mat. Yes, take one big step, take a few little steps, bring yourself forwards. Inhale, gaze forwards. Exhale, bend at the knees, roll body to standing, floating those arms up and overhead. Back to heart center. Final round, arms on fire. We inhale, take the hands to the sky. Exhale, bend the knees, forward fold. Inhale, gaze forwards. Exhale, plant hands down, stepping it back to plank and take a vinyasa. Press off the toes. Drop from the top or drop from the knees, but lower all the way down. Inhale, find upward facing dog. Exhale, hips to the sky. Downward facing dog. From here, we keep the flow going. Bring the big toes to touch. On your inhale, we reach right leg high to the sky. Lift up onto the left toes and come to scorpion tail, so lift the gaze, holding here for 3, hold 2, on your 1 we bend at the knee, same as last week, we bring right knee to the left wrist, lower the leg under and find your way to fallen triangle, opening up that heart. Hold here for 3, for 2 and 1. Gently lower the hips down to the mat. This time we're going to bend at the right knee. So the right foot comes into the left thigh and find a side body stretch here, like you're searching for the left tippy toes. Inhale. Beautiful cover, and exhale, roll the body up. We're going to place right hand behind us, and this time we're going to step the right foot into the mat, so it's coming off to a little bit of an angle. Coming to take a little look at a wild thing. We're going to press into both toes and lift the hip bones all the way up. Coming in to a modified wild thing for 5, 4, 3, 2, on your 1. We bring left hand to the mat, pivot on the left toes and take wild thing to the other side. Step left foot behind the right foot behind the left knee again and pull the hip bones high. Holding 3, hold 2 and 1. Right hand comes down to the mat, pivot first to plank, and then we bring right knee to the right wrist, slide the left leg back, come in to either a pigeon pose, bend into the back leg, come to king cobra, or come to a mermaid bind. Breathing down into the belly. Holding 5, yes. 4, 3, keep breathing for 2, 1. If you're in your king cobra or bind, release the back leg as all together we move into the center and forward fold over pigeon. almost like we're bowing low to the earth here, bowing low to the goddess of the sun. Inhale. On your exhale, wherever you are, we lift the gaze, slide the hands back to the mat, and we're going to step straight back to down dog, so tuck left toes under to lift up. Step straight back to down dog, pressing the right heel down, squeeze the left heel towards you in flamingo down dog. Before we reach left leg high to the sky, come to that scorpion tail, bend the knee off, holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Draw knee over to that right wrist, meet me in fallen triangle. Pivot on the back foot, pull the right arm to the sky. Opening up that heart, lifting the hips high. We inhale. Exhale, lower hips down. We bend left knee in, into that right thigh and find a side body stretch. So slide right hand down right leg, reach up and overhead with the left arm. Inhale, roll body up, beautiful movements coming. Left hand floats behind us, and we're going to bring the left foot into the mat. So point off a little bit of an angle here to move to like a modified wild thing. So from here, we begin to lift the hip bones all the way up, finding your back bend for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right hand comes to the mat as you pivot first to plank with as much elegance as I did then. And then we step left foot behind the right thigh, move in to wild thing, lifting the hip bones high to the sky. Inhale. Exhale. Come back to plank, ready to take that pigeon. Slide left knee to the left wrist. And we wiggle back into pigeon using as much support as you like. Oh, I'm sweating. Stay here in pigeon. You can come to king pigeon, or you can bend the back leg and move to a mermaid pose with me. Breathing deep in to the belly. For 5, 4, 3, for 2, and 1. Wherever you are, relax the back leg down, roll the body into the center and forward fold in your pigeon pose. Allow that warmth to open up those hips. 3 more breaths. On your next inhale, we lift the gaze halfway, and then exhale to press into the palms of the hands. First, we lift that chest in our pigeon pose, and then let's step it back to downward facing dog to tuck right toes under. Press left heel into the mat, squeeze right heel lovely and close. And then when you're ready, relax right heel down to the mat, press off the toes to roll first to chaturanga, and then take your movements. Meeting back in downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, we're going to find a little bit of an arm balance here to send some strength into the arms before we come to take a look at inversions and then really cool down. So from here, you're going to walk the hands halfway to the mat and then walk the feet halfway. Maybe you practice your crow by bending into the knees. Place the hands to the mat. Knees can come to the outside of the elbows or up to the triceps. Maybe you keep toes to the mat, or maybe you find your lift. Holding wherever you are for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. That was way harder than I thought it was going to be. Come in to a forward fold, bend at the knees, wrap the arms around the legs. On your next inhale, gaze forwards, and then on your exhale, if you want to take crow again, you might choose to come to take crow again. But finding your pose, hold it 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come to a forward fold, bend at the knees, wrap your arms around the legs. On your next breath, we're going to inhale to gaze forwards. Exhale, bend at the knees. So we bring the sit bones down to the earth. Send the legs forwards. Moving to sit onto the sit bones, we're going to bend right knee to the chest. Step it over the left thigh. Hug with the left arm. And take a twist over to the right hand side. Inhale, move through center, wrap right arm around the right leg and open up your twist, open up your heart to the left hand side. Inhale, Kevin, beautiful. Extend the right leg and let's take this twist to the other side. Bend the left knee to the chest, step it over the right thigh, hug with the right arm, twist to the left hand side. Inhale, roll through center, wrap left arm around right leg, open up your heart, Kevin. Inhale, move the body into the center, lean back as you untangle the legs across the ankles and roll back into tabletop. So as today we are celebrating LAMMAS, we are celebrating the union between the earth and the heavens here. So traditionally thanking the gods for the abundance and harvest that we were granted over the summer months. And that's exactly what we're going to do today. So we're going to realign ourselves ready for those darker months coming in a few weeks. So I invite you to take any inversion that feels comfortable to you, maybe a down dog, a dolphin, a headstand, a tripod headstand, or even a pincher. So an inversion is anything where the head is lower than the heart. So basically we want to reset the chakras, so when we lift back up, we have a new perspective, we are filled with gratitude, and we have reconnected and re-established our relationship between the earth and then with the heavens, okay? So find any inversion that feels good to you. I'm going to take a tripod headstand, so you're welcome to join me. Use a wall, use anything. You have pincher, you have handstands. I can only apologise as always if my microphone goes a bit weird. But when you're ready, find your way in to your inversion. I thought I was going to topple right over then. Five more breaths if you are comfortable here. As we inhale, on your exhale, untangle yourself from your inversion and come to relax in child's pose. Moving into the final pose of Shavasana Coven. Press the hands to the mat, roll body to tabletop, and take your spinal movements. Inhale to drop the chest. Exhale to curve. Feeling sweaty, feeling on fire, feeling proud of our mind and of our bodies for coming to the mat, and feeling so grateful for this online coven. As always, after these flows, I just feel overwhelmed with how epic the Om Coven is. When you're ready from here, you're going to gently find your way into any comfortable Shavasana position that feels good to you, hugging the knees lovely and close, and give yourself a rock from side to side. Finishing the practice off by taking a beautiful full body stretch. Pointing the fingers, point your toes. Take any wiggles that feels good to you as you inhale. Exhale, relax your arms down by your side. Palms flipped up to the sky, drawing in that energy that we've created, that connection with the sun to help us light the way through the darker months. Finding stillness, finding peace, and recharging our energy levels with the power of the sun above us. LAMMAS, the height of summer, a time of abundance, of gratitude for the hard work we've put in, for the rewards we are reaping. feeling blessed for the summer we have had, for the joy we have experienced, the heat, the warmth. Maybe for friendships created, career paths taken, or even gratitude for waking up every single day and seeing the sunrise. Now, as always, if you'd like longer in your Shavasana, I invite you to stay here for as long as you need, pressing pause and let yourself just sink deeper and deeper into the earth. If you're ready to make your way out with me, my darlings, then bring movement back to the body. Filling the lungs with beautiful deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Moving slowly, as the practice was quite heated, we're going to bend the knees to the chest, either rock yourself to seated or roll the body to one side of your mat, coming to meet me in a comfortable seated position, rolling the shoulders away from the ears, opening up those palms, really flexing into the fingers, big ball of fire in our hands, ready to set the world on fire. Before we seal this practice by bringing the hands to prayer, absorbing all that fire that we created, and bowing head to heart with love and with gratitude to ourselves for coming to the mat, to those who joined us in this beautiful online coven, and from me to you, thanking you for joining me here today for this little surprise flow as we celebrate LAMMAS. Oh, I'm super excited to be at the height of the summer, and I'm also super excited to be creeping closer towards the autumn months, but don't tell anybody because you're frowned upon when you're looking forward to rainy days. But if you enjoyed this flow, then yeah, let me know, comment below, send me a message over on the Coven Facebook page or even over my Instagram at the Yogi Witch. But in addition to this practice, there is a set of journaling prompts on the email I sent over with this flow. So you might choose to spend a little time journaling in the sun or embracing this heat to help you manifest your way through the darker months. But thanking you so much for joining me here today, and I look forward to seeing you for the next lot of flows for the month of August. Super excited. From the bottom of my heart, Coven, blessed be.